Hello, everyone. I just wanted to do a recap of the 2025 Maui to Molokai race. It was the Parawing division, the first year for it. Uh, there were 6 participants in the race: myself, Rudy, Alex, Elliot, Sam Reynolds, and a friend of Sam's who was in the wing division, so we're not seeing them here. I'm not sure why Adam Snow was in the pairwing. I mean, I think it was just mislabeled, but I believe he was in the SUP division. So out of us 6 participants, there was probably a total of 200 people that participated in the Maui to Molokai event. And just let's get into this here. Trackers are going to turn on at 11 o'clock and it's now 10:59:35, and we're launching at DT Fleming Beach, and we're going to go across the channel to Kanakakai on Molokai. And once the trackers turn on, let me zoom in here. Trackers will turn on shortly here. DT Fleming Beach, the start line is a little bit, there's the trackers. I'm going to pause it here for a sec. So advance, rest of the trackers show up. And so here we're at the upwind mark, and I'm going to pause it for a sec and explain a few things. I'm on a 4-meter Kanaha BRM model, BRM Kanaha, sorry. Rudy's on an NSYS 4-meter. Elliot's on a 4+ meter BRM. I'm not sure which one. Alex was on a BRM. I believe it was a 6-meter. And so the upwind mark was somewhere up in here. And we all had to get up there from DT Fleming, which was a bit of work. I know Alex must have had some trouble because he's down a bit lower. So I wasn't on foil during this time. I was waiting for the boat flags. I think there was supposed to be a sequence of 3 flags, which I never seen. Rudy, Elliot were both on foil during this time. And so it took me about 2.5 minutes to get up on foil. And so here it looks like the start occurs right about maybe about there. And so Elliot and Rudy take off, and I'm working on getting up. It was a little difficult wind-wise, and so it'll take a bit. Here, I'm going to start speeding this up a bit here. So here you'll see about there is when I get up on foil. So I'm looks like I'm a half a mile behind at that point. And they're making some pretty good progress out into the channel, taking a pretty high wind, high upwind line. And let me zoom out to give you some perspective. So they're heading straight across here. The ideal way would be lower in the channel, staying centered down here, but because the wind was maybe only 15 to 20, maybe 25 gusts, it was hard to drop down too low without depowering your parawing. So I was working on staying low. These guys had a high mark, probably going faster. And so at this point, I'm going to speed it up even faster. You can kind of get a sense of the positioning here. I didn't see Alex the entire race. I want to talk to him, find out his take at some point. And then here I'm starting to see Elliot, a little bit of hooting and hollering. That was pretty fun. Trading some back and forth with Rudy. We're all pretty close at this point. And just jockeying for position, critical that you don't fall at this point because falling will drop you back quite a bit. And so here, I think I start pulling away a bit. And I'm going to speed it up a little bit more even. So there, yeah, I'm picking up some speed, making some good progress. And about here, I'm pretty far ahead. Looks like well, this isn't reading it correctly, but I have a pretty good margin. I'm guessing a half a mile, and here I fall. And so currently I was on a 4-meter. I switched to the 5.5 Kanaha at this point. And so immediately, way more powerful. I've only used it twice in demos, so I fall again within a few seconds from a gust. So just not used to that much power, and I hadn't spent much time with it. So once I got it dialed in, looks like Alex might have fell at that point because he stopped. So at this point, I got the wing figured out. I start getting it dialed in, getting a pretty straight downwind approach, not having to do so many tacks back and forth. And I'm going to speed it up here so you can see what's going on. We're trading blows back and forth for quite a while. And once I started getting that 5.5 really dialed in, I started making some progress here. And I believe somewhere around here, I'm going to start extending a lead. Yeah, so about there, I'm extending the lead. All thanks to that 5.5, I believe, and not falling. And just staying a lower angle here, a little bit windier as you drop lower off the shoreline. And so we're all pretty close. It's just a matter of if anybody is going to fall. That was what I was focused on, just watching not to fall. And then here, I think Rudy falls at some point. Yeah, him and Elliot are really close. And yeah, so there's the finish line. It could have been anybody's win at this point. It was a lot of back and forth. Here Rudy falls. Elliot's behind me. Rudy had a heck of a time getting up. And I crossed the line first. Elliot second, Rudy third, Alex fourth. And so that's that. I'll post up a link to this if you want to take any more detailed look at it. And great race overall, just wonderful people, so much fun, great community to be involved in. I highly recommend checking it out. And in terms of the event itself, Claire, the founder, has built this awesome organization where the profits go to helping Molokai youth organizations with scholarships and within the community. And I would like to see this continue. I know they're looking for 2026 sponsors. So if anyone knows any sponsors that would like to participate, here is 2025 sponsors that helped out, but definitely we need 2026 sponsors to step up and make this happen. So if you know of anybody, it'd be awesome. Reach out to Claire. Thank you.